Okay, thank you. We'll call the Parks Committee meeting to order at Lisbon Village Hall at 5:03 PM. For the roll call, please.
Trustee Quinn,
Present.
Arlene Kumich,
Here.
Ed Nelson,
Present.
Colleen Watsnyder,
Here.
Paul Normington,
Here.
Kelly Dennison, here, Park Supervisor Mike Lund, Deputy Clerk Jasmine Hogland, and Clerk Elisa Basil Ketch to record the minutes.
Thank you. Can we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Citizens' comments. There's no citizens present. Is there anybody on Zoom? No one on Zoom. Okay. Approval of the meeting minutes from our October 9th Parks Committee meeting. Does anybody have any comments or revisions they would like to make to the minutes? No? Okay. Can I get a motion to approve?
I would so move that the Park Committee minutes of October 9th, 2024 be approved as submitted.
Okay, second. Okay, and all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, passes. Correspondence. Does anybody have any correspondence to share? Okay, moving right along here. Okay, Mike, you're up. Park Supervisor report, please.
All right, we continue to work on the tree nursery, multi weeds, one tree trimming today, down trees in the park. We did have our last shelter rental for the season, and soccer season finished up. We replaced one of the rocking boards on Brighton State Boardwalk. We did have some vandalism after replacing roughly 25 minutes. We did replace that again. We also shut down the water system to about Village Hall and feet. And then we did get the new sign installed at the homes.
Is that Brighton Estates, that's that, part that path that ties into the bug line trail? Yeah. And how, so you replaced what was rotted out of there? That-
Yeah, they were rotted. We came back.
Yeah.
Did they take them off the boardwalk or they're piled up
They
ready?
Unscrewed them.
Uh-oh.
And put them up.
Oh,
boy.
I wonder if anyone, because there are a few homes that are close to where that boardwalk goes over into the entrance to the bug line. I wonder if anyone saw anything. Highly unlikely.
I did talk to the gentleman that lived directly across the street.
Okay, yes.
And he said his wife or something at like 8 o'clock that night. But they didn't think a whole lot of it. So I didn't give them the number for what.
and barn door horse kind of thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, mark that, it's so petty. I mean, what are you doing? Building a doghouse or something? Yeah. Well, it
So-
does point up a problem for future whatever. The more we grow, the more people we have, the percentage of possibilities of vandalism. I'd just be curious if it was a Lisbon resident or somebody not a Lisbon resident, if you ever find out.
Yeah, it'd be tough to say being right on the line,
Sure.
because they didn't have any travel. I would. They couldn't take it all, but they right, find it hard to do.
Unless
It
it's
took them more time.
In the transport and all those things.
and they have to have screw guns in order to get them out.
Yeah, they had a lot of them.
Yeah, and they just wanted the wood.
Yeah, a little trailer behind their bike or something.
I would,
Honestly, it's down.
that would be
Leave the baby
Take them
home.
down the bug line.
that would be a heck of a biker. It must have had,
Electric bike.
Yeah.
sorry to hear that.
Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
that's when those doorbell cameras come in handy, you know?
Mike, was anything ever done with your survey? Did you get that all finished and?
That's up at the, yeah, that's at the board level now. So
Okay.
we'll working on it.
Just curious.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks, Mike. Okay, unfinished business. So I don't know, do we have the changes made to the
She
five-year
said she
plan?
didn't do anything.
No, yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
there's-
So we'll just table that for next time then. And then, the discussion and necessary action to review playground structures and possible upgrades and recommend to the village board. I think we did this,
Mhm.
yeah, so we're good on that one.
We did, and is this the document we were given? Because it's very, very good. I mean, you know, pictures and backgrounds for,
That's the one that Mike got.
Yep, and then there's the other
Yeah.
company that there's another one right there. So once the budget is approved, and then we can get a little more specific with it right now. But we had made the list of priorities, like what parks were gonna go first and what we wanted to need to,
Right.
so that's been the recommendation that's put up.
and I don't know if it's at the appropriate time, and if it's not fully understood.
Sure.
Going back to the estimated 2024 list prices and freight. And we prioritized the parks. Lisbon LCP was first.
Mhm.
And Fred Keller was last at number 5. I was just wondering if the committee would consider, we have Lisbon Oaks at 2 and Village Hall Park at 3. Village Hall, to my knowledge, in the times that I'm here, which isn't a lot, is very heavily utilized, especially for baseball. I don't know if it's called Pee Wee, and for soccer. Lisbon Oaks is obviously a neighborhood park. It doesn't get the same exposure and the same traffic. And I was just gonna throw out the idea of making Village Park second,
I think the.
or is
appropriate
it too late?
I think that the recommendation is sent in as it was, but that's a recommendation at this point. So again, once we get the budget and we can look at what we're doing, then we can, if we want to change things up, I think at that point we can do it.
Okay,
But for right
Paula,
now, we
it-
just leave it as is.
fine,
Yep.
it was just a thought,
Yep.
so no problem.
Of course, yeah.
Anyway,
Okay, so that'll take care of that one. Discussion about the grant, we're gonna put that on hold. Okay, so this is gonna be a fast meeting, you guys. Discussion regarding possible new funding options for park. I think we had talked about that one a little bit. Did anybody have anything else to add to that? I know we were gonna, the new businesses that we have here, we're gonna be approached. That was what was on the table for right now.
mhm.
Weren't
So
we-
unless-
We were waiting till after the budget was finished and
Yeah.
then make a list of.
Yeah, well,
businesses and-
hopefully that'll be done tonight. So the next meeting, then we'll have a dollar figure we can be working with, which will make these discussions a lot more fruitful. I know it's hard to make decisions when we don't have, no
Right.
numbers we're working for.
And Paula, to that item 7D, we
Mhm.
did at one time have a committee member who was very good at grant writing.
Mhm.
And Marlene mentioned that, I believe, at our October meeting. But that was a long time ago.
Hmm.
I mean, it's been at least 6 or 7 years since that, easily,
Yeah.
since John Halber was off the committee. And I don't have the expertise in grant writing. I've never written a grant. So I don't know how the committee feels, but to that point, that the board consider if there's someone out there that can help us.
I've
or
never
that the-
actually written one either. I don't know. I
Or
mean,
that
I don't-
Our engineering firm.
Yeah.
Both? Oh,
A grant writer.
Yeah, the funding specialist.
Uh,
I wonder how much you have to fund her to fund your.
No, of course not.
We are getting a new administrator. Do we have any knowledge of the
If
new
they-
administrator's aptitude at grants?
That'd be a
Um,
good question to ask in the interview.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah, I think you're right, Ed. I think we could use somebody with some expertise in that, or, I mean, maybe there's some like Google online, like that tells you how to do it, like grant writing for dummies. I mean, I don't know how difficult they are. I would imagine some are more technical and difficult than
Yeah.
others.
Well, John Halber's background was accounting and I believe tax preparation.
Yeah.
And it fits right, the finesse of that. So it just clues Ed in right away that Ed is not necessarily great at that.
Mm.
And
I could give him a call.
down the road, yeah,
Or
Yeah.
even where like a source to go and find them.
Yeah.
You know,
because if it's again, a phrase, it's just a thought, but down the road. In, 5 years from now, depending on where Lisbon is. We have a program coordinator. And someone, in that office, if that office exists, and I think it's going to have to.
Oh, like
At
a
some
rec thing.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, that there be someone in that office who would be at least knowledgeable
Sure.
of how grant writing works, because we don't want to us spin our wheels, submit a grant, and it's thrown right back at us with a whole list of, here, you didn't do this right,
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, it's a good.
anyway.
suggestion. No, it's a great suggestion.
So-
We'll do a little research and come back with more information on that. So that was another option was obviously grants, because there is money floating around out there. The businesses, and then if, does anybody have any other thoughts on that?
I know we talked about setting up like foods at the festival.
Yeah.
Projects.
So well, I think we're gonna get to the festival discussion in a bit here, so we'll jump into that. But yeah, I mean, do we start, making those like a funding source, like at any thing that we do?
I don't think you're gonna get enough money released at a festival like that.
You'll get a couple of dollars in the jar and that's it.
That's it.
We need $100,000 type gifts if we're gonna do anything major in the parks with a nice lodge or a shelter or something. Perhaps naming rights if it's a lodge.
Yeah, yep, that's right. Jamie.
Sure.
I think we have to make up a letter and send it out to businesses.
Mhm.
It's something formal from the town, now that things are calmed down.
Mhm.
Okay,
And Paula, would the planning commission, be able to help you on that? Because
Probably.
obviously the planning commission approves business entities within the village.
yeah, it's a good idea.
So, like the gentleman that came from the dancing school. At our community fest.
Yeah,
And that guy had connections up to Yin Yang. I talked to him for about 15 or 20 minutes and he was a lot of energy.
those are. the
I
people
like
that-
energy. I don't have a lot.
You're the get it done guys.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Anyway,
no, that's a good suggestion. Okay, we'll be done with that one. Okay, so new business discussion, to hold a run or walk in Lisbon Community Park for spring 2025.
Yep. So I did have a guy reach out to me, he's with Silver Circle Sports Events. He's looking at potentially having a walk/run early spring. He did throw out 3 dates, one being May 17th, May 25th, or 8th. He, just some detail on it, expecting estimated 150, people participating in it. It would be roughly a 9 AM start, so not too early. And then they would also use the water line as part of the college, and he's well aware that that's county and he does also. Stop. It's probably fun.
How far of a run would it be, do you know?
yeah, that's,
Mhm.
Mike, when,
No idea.
Mhm,
We've done you.
mhm.
yes. I was just gonna say, when John Greaton was superintendent, we had I think they were very popular at the time. They called mutter runs.
Yeah. Oh,
In LCP. And the only thing, well, that was more of an, I think, an impact on the park.
Yeah. that
So there was a
heavy
little,
handed.
there was a contract in there somewhere
They had to
Yeah.
clear
that they had to clean
Yeah.
up. Now, if it's a run walk, I don't see that having a major impact on the park.
Well, That other
honestly.
thing is they made mud puddles and all
Yeah.
kinds
Yeah, it
of
was kind of
stuff.
fun.
And
Mhm.
this is-
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Okay,
Are they gonna rent like the big shelter? Would they have to rent a shelter?
At, like, they- we have to rent all the shelter things.
Okay.
That party,
Mhm,
But yeah.
Mhm.
yeah,
right now, all. And probably.
that makes sense.
Mhm.
is it for some,
Not
cause,
proper.
like a,
Probably not that silver.
Silver Sports?
They put on all of.
Oh, they do? They're just fun runs?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, good.
Is any of that in competition for higher levels of runs? Cause I know a lot of runners, they've got to compete. In
Oh, yeah.
different formats so they can get a position into more favorable runs and things. Okay.
Like the sanction thing.
Those are-
Okay,
You know,
Yeah, they do them for 10Ks, I know that.
yeah.
I'm glad that, thanks, Mike, for jumping in that pool because, you know, it's baby steps. And this is the kind, you know, our present administrator and our future administrator, you know, we're talking about bringing money to the village, utilizing the parks, but making it
Yeah.
as low impact as possible. Because, you know, if the park's damaged, it's a 0-0 sum game. And in this case, I don't see that happening.
It's a plus.
And if word gets out, Kathy, you said, I don't know anyone in this organization, but people talk, runners talk, there's Facebook, there's, you know, Snap, whatever. If it's a good run and they say, wow, we really, you know, this is a great place to start and finish, it'll be out there in a heartbeat.
So what can we do to kind of make it, you know, make it good so people will want to come back and do it, you know, be a destination for that kind of stuff?
Have good green grass
Well, would they be running on the grass or would they be
on
on
the pavement
trails? Because the Bud Light would be, yeah.
trails.
He didn't give me a problem. I think it's still. Open. If we approve, if we say no, then he's never.
Right,
He's
they
gotta
might
go.
enhance
Yeah.
the planning.
Yeah. There is no part of the plane, that's fine, so, but I would assume most of it would be started in the shelter wherever. And then we'll probably-
Onto the Bud Light. Given the fact that it's in May and it's only gonna be you and Jeff there, do you anticipate any extra workload in order to get ready for them
No,
or
it's-
after?
We've had other ones where they do like food trucks
Yeah,
at the event or like after. you eat. This guy, they don't have anything other than like a chiropractor that comes with. And our business cards. So
Wow,
pretty low key.
low key,
Mhm.
yeah.
We do
Yeah.
have the police auxiliary you could call on too, if it sounds like you're gonna need help with parking.
Yeah, I mean, they have the whole staff
Okay.
that handle the light and stuff.
Good.
It seems, I mean, they have a nice YouTube video that you did email. That is some of the other ones that they use, so looks like a very well organized.
Good.
thing.
Yeah.
Not saying that this one's gonna be as big as the video.
but if they rent all three shelters, that would be good, because it would compensate the park then a little bit.
Yeah.
All of that one.
So did they set up a finish line and the whole thing too, I'm guessing, right? And they have a clock and they do the loudspeakers and they do the PA and the whole thing.
Do we need to make a recommendation to approve?
It
that?
sounds like, this is for discussion only. and it
Oh,
can-
discussion
yeah.
only. Okay.
Maybe-
Any other one?
I'd like to see the video, actually, I'd be interested to see that. I've run in a few of these, but they were big ones, like huge ones.
The one that they, in the video is one they did at like Veterans Park in Milwaukee.
Oh, yeah,
And
okay.
it's like. for the-
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so they know what they're doing.
With only 100. You know, the decent girls for a bigger ones.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see where they're pulling their participants from, like, is that something we would want to put like in our, on the website or on a, you know, any kind of communication with the Lisbon Village residents or, you
Yeah,
know?
I mean, I think it gives me parts. Seems like very, very. You know. Work with. Yeah, want to keep on, put up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you stole my thunder, Mike. I was saying, what a perfect opportunity for a photo op.
Mhm.
Get in the picture, buddy. Anyway,
We get there in.
Well, to your point, I almost think that like trying to get some kind of, I'm like gonna say media coverage, but you know, have somebody up there taking pictures, like, do we have a photographer?
Well,
No.
if you call the Freeman, Waukesha Freeman, undoubtedly they may send people out because they cover all kinds of
Yeah,
community events.
or this operation may have their own
Yeah.
photographer who could easily submit stuff to the Freeman
Yeah,
or,
the Freeman
you know,
is where it would
Facebook,
go.
whatever, Sussex Facebook page, our joint Facebook page.
So we can get some publicity for the town,
Mhm.
village, excuse me.
Whoops,
Still
Okay.
that's all right.
Oh, my goodness. Else have any thoughts on that before we move on?
You,
No, okay, so we'll bring that back next time for um, a vote or a recommendation. Discussion on preliminary 2025 community festival planning. Do you want to start with the extravaganza? Because the festival's probably gonna take us the longest. You want to do you want
Yeah.
to switch
let's-
B and C
let's-
around quick?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna jump to C quick first, guys. We'll do
Um,
the extravaganza.
Extravaganza. What I would like is if we could have a flyer kind of made up that, because when I send things out to people, I just send them the flyer and say, hey, here's the information, here's where it is, here's the date. And I think it's April. And I had it written down someplace and I lost it.
So Natasha
April
usually.
12th,
Okay.
2025.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Natasha,
I don't
Natasha,
think we should ask Natasha today.
not today. We'll give her a day or two.
For a day or two off. But, yeah, if we could have something just general, that if I send out to people and say, put this on your calendar, they have it all there, all the information.
And it'll be the creative for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm sure, I don't know what year this is from, but the date and, the address and where it is and what we're doing, admission is free, family. That's all we need. And, then as soon as I get that, I'll start, sending out, because people are putting things on their calendars already. And, if anybody, here knows of anybody who was saying, oh, I'd like to be at the Easter egg hunt, you know, just let me know. You know, we got the J.K. Lee, the cops. Ronald McDonald Fantasy House was new last year, so I want to get that all out to them. And the Pizza Ranch. So,
So we should probably just have a letter sent out to all the businesses in the village. Yeah.
yeah, we could do that, just, you know, like this flyer.
Yeah.
And if you want to just send an email out to them, that's fine too, or a letter would be super. And then we can get that rolling.
I was thinking of looking at doing that, because we're gonna be sending out our annual holiday donation request within the next week or so. So we don't really wanna hit them with
No,
two
no.
things back to back.
No.
We don't need to do that until.
Well, if no, not until, I'll send it up probably January.
Yeah, I was gonna say that'd be the first.
But
thing.
if just,
That's the only reason I brought it up, in case
Yeah.
they were thinking we wanted
No.
to do that, now they're gonna get hit.
no,
twice in
no,
a few
no,
weeks.
it's a little too early, it's April.
yeah, it's April 25. You
you know-
really want to get her.
If you know I need a flyer, then you've got it in your mind, hey, get Marlene the flyer by December. Then I make out my list. And get it sent out to everybody. So, and again, it would be at the community park. Just like we do every year.
Do we have a bunny? I know
I,
that's asking a lot in
the-
advance, but that's.
with a bunny that we had last year went off to college, but his brother volunteered himself. So I gotta
Wow,
work on
did
the
we
web-
get lucky?
And that bunny, I told you, that bunny was the best bunny we ever had. He was very personable.
Hey.
You were a good bunny too, but you're a grouchy bunny.
Somebody stepped on my paw. Anyway,
I'd always like to have the bunny handler have a basket of candy and hand out like candy when they see the bunny. 'Cause I know we don't really do that. I don't remember doing that.
No. But you made a good bunny handler. The kids looked at you and went, I'm behaving.
That's right. Oh. I'm the bunny enforcer.
Yeah.
That's
That's everything on there.
all right. So the two action items I have is get the creative done for this year's event, with the flyer, and we'll say that by next meeting, we'll want to maybe see if we can have that done, see if Patrick can squeeze that in the next month. And then,
Yeah, this is November.
yeah,
well,
and then, we'll get the list of all the village businesses put together
They have that already. I have it. But I don't know. Do you have an email list that you can just shoot them this thing in an email? Yeah, I know you have a business
Mail.
list.
I think we don't have the mail. Because there's no requirement for businesses to give us an email contact.
Oh,
So we only have the mailing address from their tax collector, but public record. We don't need to get a database.
okay. Do we have phone numbers on that?
We only have the mailing address.
Send a
of the
flyer.
tax
If,
collector.
if you can, instead of spending all the money on a flyer, why don't you just get me the list? And I'll see how many of the regulars want to come, because we don't want more than, what did we have last year? 6, 7?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was more than enough.
yeah, because one party I think didn't show up.
Yeah.
But
And then if I need to fill in, then I can just make phone calls. And that save money of making out a flyer and mailing and,
So don't find.
yeah, just make me a flyer that I can call somebody, I can look them up online or whatever, and if I need to fill in,
Yeah, that's a
Somebody-
good point, because we've just got so many tables and a bunch of them are regulars already.
yeah.
Well, how many tables do we think we could fit in there?
we have 10,
10 or 12 total.
10,
with
yeah,
everything, 10 maybe with
yeah.
everything.
And the sheriff is always last and the community board is first.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Number 1 to 12,
Yeah.
we had 11.
11.
So we want a dozen tops then, is what we're saying.
And we had SAS last year came, so that was. So, and then who didn't show up? Somebody didn't show up.
And in interest of the families, I think it's a nice number. because
Yeah.
If
it
we
doesn't
had,
pass the-
if we had more tables if the weather's inclement, which it often has been. You're asking a lot of those, the little ones and people pushing the strollers. and
Yeah,
everything.
Yeah.
and dress their little kids up in their, Easter vest almost and. if
I
it's
gave
a
one little
cold
girl
day.
my hat.
Yeah, last year wasn't so bad, but the year before it was, remember how windy it was?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
See,
nasty.
If I get 12, that's more than enough.
Yeah.
And usually we're pretty good with that.
Okay.
Mm,
That'll save money and postage and that.
Okay.
So,
Okay, so that'll take care of discussion about that extravagant.
yeah.
extravaganza.
Extravagant.
Now we're on to the community festival.
Yes,
Mm.
I made a list. Do we want to go down and say
Yep, start
yes,
at the top.
no? You want me to do that?
Sure.
Oh, okay. Community festival is going to be in
June. And what's the date?
June.
Mhm.
Father's Day is the 15th.
Okay. June 15th, isn't it?
Is the Father's
Boy,
Day.
that's
It's Father's
early.
Day.
That's Father's Day,
Yeah.
Sunday the 15th.
We did get, like I say, like we were doing the last couple of years, if different people want to take different items, like, we got the band Kurt Booz sent an email. So if there's somebody who wants to say, I'll take care of the bands, I'll take care of the food, I'll take care of the horse-drawn wagon and the petting zoo. The face painters. The thing that we have to do, and I did make up the drawing, is once we figure out who's all coming, we have to really figure out where everything is gonna be placed. Because it was, the stage did not work out. So
Mhm.
we could have saved the money for the stage. If we get people who are going to do like the dance company, what do you need to perform on? Can you bring your mats? Do you want to do it on the grass? J.K. Lee went out on the lawn on the grass and did it. That has to be, we could have saved a lot of money doing it that way. So if somebody in committee wants to say, I'll take this part or that part or that part, it'll make it a lot easier for everybody.
Is the date
Do we-
set already,
do-
Marmy? Is it
Do
like-
you want to set
The
a date?
14th.
I just want-
14th
if
is-
It was the day
okay,
before
Flag Day.
Father's Day.
Flag Day.
June 14th?
Yes, the Saturday.
Okay.
Maybe we can even get the Boy Scouts to come and do some kind of like little Flag Day Yeah, something or other, you know?
That's another one, Scouts.
Um,
Do we want to try and do a car show? Or a craft show? I went through all my stuff. I got a ton of craft stuff, but as the years were going on, we got less and less. But then last year I got 3 calls from people. Do we want to bother with that again? Do we want to do a car show?
the only thing, if we did a car show, could we, didn't, because I wasn't there last year, I had to be out of town. But didn't the Flight for Life land in that area where the car show would have been?
It
Yeah,
did, but we didn't
Where
know
the
they were-
berm is,
Yeah,
yes.
we didn't know they were coming until like.
The
the
last-
day-
Well, yeah,
the
if
day
if they're
of.
called out, yeah, then they.
With the car show, the old highway supervisor, Joe,
Joe would,
he handled that all because he was in a circle of acquaintances
And,
that did
Doug
cars
Brown.
and were into hot rods and things.
yeah,
And so without a key individual like that, I think it would be difficult to really generate that. Yeah, it's a lot of
Yeah.
work unless that's your thing, is dealing with people with hot rods.
Would it pay to call Joe and Doug Brom and say, hey, are you guys interested in doing? Yeah. What, no, yes, no? No, okay, so no car show?
Well, unless you find somebody. who
that
can
would
really do it,
coordinate it,
To coordinate.
yeah, and knows what they're doing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it would have to be one of those 2 gentlemen, 'cause they did it before.
Well, I see car shows up at the bowling alley in the parking lot there. There's car shows there quite often.
Yes,
Mhm.
yeah, consistently.
I think rumors is at a car show.
Oh, yeah, they do, but like you say, you gotta have the
There's
body.
somebody, a key person who knows.
Who knows what they're doing on that? So that's a big
So,
question
Yeah,
mark.
I say we make that a maybe. Because
Yeah.
unless we find somebody, I
I
agree
put
with you.
a
back.
double question mark.
Wants to call Doug and Joe and find out, were you interested in doing something? Yes or no?
Mike already gave the answer.
My, hey, Mike,
know,
just
it's-
call him, say hello, and
I
by
mean-
the way.
Mike, do you want to do that? Just, okay, just if they say no, then we have our answer.
Just tell him he
No
fondly
pressures.
remembers in the park committee.
Yeah,
No.
our
Yeah.
committee says hi.
Well, hang on a second. So are we,
Sure.
are we saying that if they say yes, then we're going to do a car show?
No,
Is
then
that-
we can bring it in for discussion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can see what.
And if they say no, there is no discussion.
Yeah, obviously the Flight for Life thing is a big, it's like fireworks, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
If
we
we
can
could-
get that back.
If
again,
that could get back,
That
that
would
would
be
be
super.
fantastic.
Yeah, I heard that was a really,
Oh, it was.
There's,
cool
it
thing.
was cool, but there's no, of course, no guarantee,
right.
because if they're on call, bye.
Unless there's
um,
somebody here who wants to break their leg,
Oh,
No.
emergency.
No, thank
I think you
you.
have to have a little more serious injury.
No, thank you, Paul. I would,
We want to fight.
Like for life. Yeah, I think we
yeah,
definitely.
Flight for
yes.
Life would be
Question,
cool.
car show would be a question mark.
Big question mark.
The sheriff's canine. He showed up, didn't he?
No,
He didn't
No.
show up?
No,
No.
and that's another problem, because if they're on call,
Yeah.
it's not gonna happen.
And the fire department bringing their house, did they bring the house last year?
I don't know how that's gonna work, because it's the joint fire
Yeah, it's
department now. It's
Milwaukee
a
now.
different thing. So we'll have to look into
Yeah,
that.
could have gotten complicated.
Who wants to look into that?
I'll take care of that.
Oh. Okay,
Based, Arlene, based on what I think we all observed in terms of the crafters, not so much, but the face painters,
oh, the face painters, yeah.
and they could be out, and instead of getting squashed next to the bouncy house and the climbing wall, they could be out,
Gotta have some.
they could be
place.
out on that parking lot
yeah.
and have
with the
some more
line
space,
and the
because
balloon guy.
and the balloon people. And, but not the other crafters. Because it seemed like the people with their kids were at those face painting things. They
Oh,
weren't,
they were.
they were not at those craft booths. I mean, there was a
Well,
few, but
there
not
were
many.
no crafters last year.
Okay, that's why they weren't there.
No,
right, there was no practice.
they were there 2 years ago.
I think though that the dance company and Jake Haley, I think that was a big draw,
That
right?
was
to
a
bring
big
people in.
draw.
That brought a
Yes.
lot of people in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
The
the rest of
grandparents.
the
and
The
family.
grandparents and the,
Yeah.
yeah, the parents of the kids that were up on the stage.
Who wants to call the dance studio and the martial arts?
I can do that.
Just out of curiosity, and they, what was presented for London? see it, but you're-
I can't see. it.
Well, at least what we're doing tonight
I
is
can,
we're.
I can
limit-
say, well, there will be some money available on that type of thing.
Okay. At least by doing this, we're discussing what do we want or don't we
Yeah.
want?
Right, yeah, this is
And
gonna be our.
who's gonna be in
where we
charge
start.
of it, so then we know. Okay,
So-
petting zoo,
I think that was a good one.
that was a really good one. But, well, should we put the horse-drawn wagon in the petting zoo? Who would like to do that?
I can call the petting zoo, they.
Yeah, you took care of
they
that
don't
last year.
book till February.
Could you do the horse draw? I know Danette called the horse lady, but I don't think she and the horse lady got along.
Wasn't there a situation that we were thinking maybe we weren't gonna do the horse thing?
Well, we gotta,
She came late or they.
it's got, we gotta have somebody in there who was gonna
But
say,
don't you think for the cost of it, because we paid a lot of money, and there were just a very few percentage wise of the people who came,
oh, they were up there and.
well, they
Yeah.
were up there.
It
but
was popular, Paul.
It was
Yeah, well-
Very
but
popular.
The amount of people who actually used is what I'm saying. I know
Yeah.
it was popular and balanced, but the amount of money that was. put in.
Again, let's see once,
Yeah,
Is
Can-
there, would there be something other than a horse drawn, like can we get somebody with a tractor maybe and decorate a wagon, maybe like, I'm just like as an alternate thing. I don't know if the, you know,
I don't think a tractor would draw as much.
no, I don't think
horse.
so.
Horse
I-
draw.
It's a good thought, Paula, but I don't know. I mean,
Kelly,
Do we think anyone's coming just because of the horse drawn? I mean, I know people are using it, but is
there was,
right,
that gonna
good
affect the
point.
number of people that are coming, whether it's tractor or a horse?
That's a good.
weren't you
And
up
can we
there
save
when the
money
whole,
by-
Yeah.
load of people came?
Utilize the money better by having a tractor do it rather.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, kids still like to take rides on stuff. We'd have to maybe think of like, some, like, do some catchy thing for, I don't know.
Hey,
Yeah.
Colleen, does Carlson have an old nice little tractor and a wagon?
Oh, well, they do. They do, they
Just as an alternative in the back of our mind.
Yeah.
Or would there be something other that would go, like what would go with like a petting zoo? If the zoo was up there, is there something, some
they don't
other
have
type
a
of
wagon.
attraction we could add in up
They
there?
have a wagon that for.
Well, if we don't have a
Horse-
horse-drawn wagon, we could put the petting zoo down below.
Need something
Um,
more than. a-
Actually, I forget, I think it's the tractor club that has the wagon,
Okay.
that holds stuff. You know, that event that they have.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to check into if anybody's even interested in a tractor wagon pull for the festival?
That's one thing, I think, because there was that incident. Where a tractor. rolled over.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, you're
So
kidding.
just like-
A child fell off the wagon.
No.
Yeah,
That's horrible.
yeah. The child on the wagon fell down and the wheel rolled over the child.
Was the child,
He wasn't
Hurt.
killed, but
No, okay.
hurt bad, hurt bad.
Why don't you just check if there's anything at all, if they're available or they're not interested or interested?
What does the liability factor look like? They might ask that question.
it'll
If
probably
they-
be super expensive. What about like pony rides? I don't know. That would be a big draw.
Pony ride?
Well, that
Yeah.
would be
You'd
like
have,
with the
yeah, get a
petting
lot
zoo.
of ponies. That would be expensive. Something to bring in a lot of ponies in though.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there to.
Yeah,
Kelly, is that something you can check into?
I was just looking to see the petting.
Okay,
yeah, sorry, Kelly.
I don't know. We're just spitballing. at this
Yeah.
point.
we'll check to see if there is available. Kelly, if you could check into that too, and Colleen, just check into the tractors and see what they come up with.
Is Carlson part of the tractor club?
Not so much,
Um,
but you know, at the engine show that they have, what, at the end of August,
Yeah.
is it?
mhm.
They do have a wagon that the tractors pull around to take some people to some parking lots.
That's
up to
right.
the-
Yeah. and something there. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
That's always.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know the horses, obviously there's the setup time and the takedown time. And there was some misunderstanding at the end of the day as to what quitting time was. And I think the two drivers thought it was like 3:30,
Yeah.
where it was supposed to be 4 o'clock.
Things have to be a little bit more clear.
So
Yeah.
there was a little bit of, I guess, miscommunication.
Yeah.
But I just a off of observation, I think that it was definitely a draw. Or people wouldn't be standing in line. And of course, we had all those special needs kids.
Oh,
And I
that's
don't know where
right.
they came from, but all of a sudden,
There
bang.
was a little bus that came in.
The bus came
From a
in.
home, a special needs home,
Oh,
so they all came out of a little minibus.
Yeah, because I recognized a few of those
that's
kids.
very sweet.
Anyway, I would,
Just check, at this
I'd
time,
be-
it's point, just
Yeah, we'll
check
get-
into it.
Yeah, we'll look into it.
all right,
Okay, what else we got, Marlene?
We have Kurt Booz from Fender Benders. Now, we had Kurt Booz, Fender Benders, and then we had Bobby Way one year. And he was the band and he emailed me a month ago and wanted to know he would like to come back next year for the festival.
That's who we had last year, Bobby Wade,
We had Bobby Way, but when did we have Kurt Booz? From
Wait.
Fender Bender
the
Band.
year before or something, but last, yeah, yeah, Bobby Wade, he was excellent, I thought,
Okay,
For the price.
for the price, yeah.
is he the gentleman that dresses up like a sailor? Or has a
Yeah, and
captain's
he
hat?
had his other partner with
There's
those
two
two
guys,
guys.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
very
good.
really good with a crowd.
Yeah.
Very interactive.
Again, why don't we find out what our budget is for, because I think that'll,
well, you gotta have band.
yeah, what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because Fender Bender would be more expensive than Bobby Waste from what I am gathering,
I think it
yeah.
historically.
Here I have the information on Kurt, but not on Bobby Waste.
It was the
Yeah,
net.
and that-
Didn't that?
Then,
Yeah,
Okay, I'll ask.
and that's our
Danette.
band person.
Yeah,
I will ask Danette to look into that.
Okay.
Um.
Hmm.
Now, food, bouncy houses. Who did the bouncy houses last year? I have it in here someplace.
Last year.
great, yeah.
Tracy?
Yep, inflatables, 40-foot
Okay.
obstacle course from Heartland Inflatables.
Okay, I'll put Tracy down for
I
that.
don't
That
know
was,
why
that was
she's
a
not
big,
here.
that was good too, that big 40-foot obstacle course, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
Mhm,
That was good.
Yeah, it was.
they were popular.
And
It
then
was
there was the
big.
bouncy house, the baseball and the basketball. So for all of those, do we all agree that those should all come back?
Mhm.
Yes.
All of it
I
come back.
would- The biggest problem with that, Paula, is having someone there to watch. Because there were some
the
adults
staff.
there and they weren't spring chickens and they were there for hours.
That was the first year I did it. That's your like hazing job.
Yeah, it was
When you
like
charge
You
money.
sorority
Initiation.
initiation.
I think one thing talking about that is we really have to
We
make
did
a
an
push to get extra help. Now, we won't have the beer, and that's the next thing. Wait, let's do this first. and then
Okay,
we'll
so
go back.
Tracy was on that, yeah.
I wanna,
Are we gonna do the Rockwell?
yeah, because I should do that.
Yeah, you're on that.
I've been
one.
sitting here very quietly trying to avoid
Avoid
anything.
that. And I didn't put you down here.
Gotcha.
Adventure Rock, just
Yeah.
put down Adventure Rock.
And was that, what, 2 or 3 kids could get on it at the same time, right?
I believe two,
Depends how much staff they had, but.
they had two staff. And
Oh, the big
basically
nuts.
they had two kids on the wall at a time because the wall only faces one way. And in this case, the way they set up, it faces west.
Mhm.
So they had one kid obviously to the left and one to the right, because it is tricky. They have to get up, get their
Get a harness thing
the
on.
harness thing
Mhm.
on and the clips and everything else. So these kids can safely climb that wall.
Owners of the-
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, but the two people that were there did an excellent job.
So who did the bouncy house again?
Tracy.
Tracy, I think.
Who did the balloon and face painters?
I think Tracy did that too.
Tracy did that
I
too,
think so, yeah.
yeah. And when we do, I think we have to totally rearrange things.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
once we know what we're.
What we're doing. The other thing is food. I have a whole pile of food options. options.
We were talking about doing food trucks this year.
Food trucks.
Yeah.
I got tons of them.
Mhm.
I was going around to festivals and getting oh, these are my crafters, here's my food.
Get two, any two.
You know, I got a whole pile. You should see what I got at home. But I went over to Sussex and they got some food trucks. And honey trucks, bread trucks. And the one that my cousins ate from was a, where'd it go?
Was that at the Sussex Night Out?
Yeah,
Mm, okay.
so I'll have to find it.
So handheld stuff is usually the easiest to like
Mhm.
walk around with. So like
Yeah.
tacos and
Hamburgers.
yeah,
Yeah.
sandwiches like that kind of stuff. So
Yeah,
like
you
the-
could have one, Latino or one
Here they are.
Hispanic.
like one ethnic and one, yeah.
One regular
Uh,
hamburgers, hot dogs, whatever.
Flower Girls and Flame made a wood-fired pizza. And my cousin, I have it on here, very good.
yeah, I
Tundra
think-
treats, ice cream and frozen treats.
That wood fired pizza I had, that was excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
My cousins were eating that and I'm going. Kona Ice. That was.
They
another
come to
one.
our office every year, that Kona Ice thing.
Yeah.
That's good. But I think we would do one or the other, like, you know,
Yeah, taco burritos.
that's always big.
And then they had cousins. They also had that one, we had that one year, that barbecue guy, but he was on the main street in Sussex. Anybody around him couldn't even talk because his generator was so, and we ran
Oh,
into
is
that.
that just smoking?
Just
barbecue?
smoking
Smoking
barbecue.
barbecue.
You
That's all
really don't like
towards-
his generator. I'm gonna have to
The one
talk
out
to him
towards my
about
Enmark credit union and that, is that where his main office is?
Yeah,
Well, why don't we at least start calling them and seeing what, what they.
Their
how that all works.
availability.
Do-
Yeah,
do we want to just stick with one place and a treat? Or like a taco truck? I don't know how many,
We should have a couple instead of more than just one
I
for
agree with
taco.
Yeah.
two basic ones and then a treat.
Well, you can get Subway sandwich there.
Well, this-
Yeah.
this
And-
guy was
Yeah.
tacos, burritos, quesadillas and beverages.
Sign him up.
Mhm.
And this flower girl, that was,
Flower Girl was the
So
pizza.
it's a pizza.
yeah,
Sign
that's-
her up.
Very good, but it takes a long time.
Yeah, for the,
Oh.
You're waiting.
yeah,
19, 20 minutes.
that's very
Yeah.
true,
you know,
very true.
what are you doing
Mm.
at a festival? You're sitting enjoying the music.
Yeah.
But
And then
Uh,
Tundra
Chick-fil-A
treats.
does the truck.
Huh?
I said Chick-fil-A also has a truck,
Yeah,
That would be,
and
That
I
would
think
be-
those are pretty, I mean,
Chick-fil-A.
they keep those. moving.
yeah.
Yeah, I would,
And there's a little more reasonably priced too, because those
Yeah, that's a good thing.
pizzas are
Yeah.
$12 to $15 for
Yeah.
a little 9-inch pizza. They're expensive.
Olay.
Because there's other places that do like grilled cheese.
Yeah,
Mr.
Yeah.
Beef, grilled cheese.
yeah.
There's Disney's Fun Dogs, who does like hot dogs kind of stuff.
Cause you wanna bring it for the family level,
Mhm.
if you got 3, 4 kids that you wanna give them a snack.
you know,
You know, the
still have
pizzas
sense.
have $12 to $15 a piece. And they take a while, they're very, very good, but you can't really
That would be for more for the
for the
adults.
adults, right? That's why you need.
So
a
if we
couple
need an
varieties.
adult one and a
Kids.
kids one,
I think what we need to do is put everybody in a price range, because maybe we can have something that's a little more expensive
Yeah.
thing, and then one that's much less, because if you have
Yeah.
5 kids with you, I mean, you're gonna spend a fortune.
is
Yeah.
that Chick-fil-A have a truck?
Mhm.
and it's a Saturday, so their truck would show
Yeah,
up.
they would come.
Yeah,
Okay,
Yeah. That's right.
Uh,
Boom, they don't work on Sunday.
That's.
okay, do you want me
No,
to
it's-
do that, guys, the food?
Mhm.
You want
I
to
was
do that?
corporate,
Sure, I'll do the food.
Fine.
fast food on a Sunday.
I'll call and see,
So then,
I can email
do that, please,
Mhm.
and then we'll see who wants to come and do something and
So
Rise
however,
and Shine food truck,
should we agree,
Bayview Bread.
now we're talking 3 separate entities and a treat, right? So we're
Two and a
talking
treat.
4 trucks,
three
No,
total,
no,
two-
no.
or you want 2 and 1?
Pile here.
Well, the thing is, I think we should make it easier for you. I know sometimes you don't want that to happen. But,
Sure.
you know,
Yeah.
2 basics, different price range, great
Yeah, and
idea.
kids-
And then the treat thingy,
Kids stuff.
ice cream.
Ice cream.
Mhm.
So the food trucks will be selling all their own beverages then? So we don't get involved in the beer
No.
sales? at all?
Yeah, that
No,
would
but
be
we gotta
nice
get a
if we,
beer truck. Do you have a beer truck, anybody?
A beer truck?
Well, the tappers and
The
stuff.
tapper. We're not gonna have we're not gonna run the beer like we did all these years. I thought we agreed we weren't gonna do that.
We don't have to, I'm just.
Oh.
yeah, and that would be a great labor saver for
That
you.
would get saved 2 to 3 of us.
Yeah,
So do we make any money on that or does the beer?
I don't know. I have to call. Who wants to call the beer truck?
Cause we made some money on that, on the beer.
Yeah, but we have to go get it and then we have to sit there and we have to do that and I never even saw the petting zoo last year.
How much money do you remember, Paula?
I mean, probably close to $1,000. It was.
That much?
Yeah, it was it was at least. First year we did it, well, at least $700 or $800.
Well, the first year we did it, we didn't pay for the beer.
Oh, that's true.
That's
yeah.
the reason.
Oh, that's
behind,
true,
yeah.
too.
Let's say last year.
Cause you have to pay for the beer
That's
last
right,
year.
we did.
Who wants to do the beer truck?
I'll do the beer truck.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody can think of anything else. Well, I'll see if I can get the scouts, but usually at that time of the year, the scouts are gone.
Well, the
Um,
scouts would be for, we want to do something for Flag Day. Maybe if we can't get the scouts, maybe there's like a veterans group that can do like,
That's a good point. We should honor
yeah.
Flag Day. since it's
Paul,
on
do you
Flag.
want to do that? See if you can get a hold of a veterans group? Maybe call the Sussex
Lodge or whatever.
Lodge, yeah.
Okay, I'll do that
Okay, see if you can get somebody to do
for a Flag Day.
a Flag
celebration.
Day something. Not a show, you know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
A
Okay.
presentation.
just a quick
Presentation.
presentation.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will
Yeah.
be surprised if you can get someone
Mm-hmm.
because their numbers, their numbers are down, et cetera. And I know
Well-
somebody at the church, my church, that's in the VFW and
Well, we can ask.
hello,
can do
Mr.
is
Chairman.
ask.
We'll ask. Okay.
Can always ask and they can only
Yeah.
say yes
Okay,
or
we're
no.
getting there. So what else we got, Marlene?
I think we've covered an awful lot if we can bring in that information. And again, could we have a very simple
Yep.
festival, community festival? That if somebody says that everybody has it, they can say, oh yeah, here's a food truck. Here's our information.
Mhm.
And the same thing. It doesn't have to have specifics. This one I think was really good. I don't know who did this one. You say address on there? Or
Yes,
this?
it is.
Yeah, either that one or this one.
Well, she'll come up with a new, she'll come, yeah.
Yeah.
Pictures though? She's done them all. Well, I don't know if that's gonna be actually what we're gonna get.
It could be this is just here's the information on what we want to do, just so you have it, instead of.
You wanna
having
give
a-
them these?
Uh,
She's
you got
she's created them all anyway, yeah.
yeah,
Where would you like this?
And we can have for the next meeting. She can, and it can just be like a rough creative that we'll have like, just brand it. We can start branding it right now. When can we send out, we'll have it on there.
and then once we know what we got and what we're doing, then we're gonna have to really work on this.
Yeah.
Because the situation having the stage next to the band didn't work. Somebody stopped one time and said, hey, we can't hear the kids because the band was so loud.
Well, it was a first try,
Yeah.
so now we know what not to do, so we'll know what to do
That's
better.
interesting because the stage wasn't really that close to the band.
That's a word.
Is the event running from 11 to 3?
Yeah, what's the
we
times?
send me
11 to
emails.
4?
11 to 4.
And okay, because that's important. So like, for example, Adventure Rock, they'll start setting up, I think, at 10:30.
Yeah.
But it's
They have to be set up at
11,
whoever you talk
Ready to
to.
go at 11.
ready to go at
Ready
11
to go at 11.
AM.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Paul.
Yeah.
And can anybody think of anything else? And I'm sure we'll have all kinds of,
I want to get on the agenda for the village
And
board
and
to
I
hire a
Assume that if we
coordinator.
do get somebody with the presentation of the flag, that it would be the kickoff they'll come right at 11 and do the presentation of the flag day.
I almost think that maybe not right directly at 11 when the festivities on the
getting
stage
set
are
up.
gonna start, so you'll have people that are in the audience that are kind of getting ready, and I don't know, maybe something like
Maybe
that.
noon or 1 o'clock, so
Something,
if I'm
yeah.
talking.
Yeah,
to
we
We'll have to think
somebody-
about it.
gotta figure out when the different groups, when are the martial art guys gonna do? Are they gonna do one thing or two? Are the
Yeah,
dance
we'll get
studio?
that figured out. Can I make a
Yeah.
copy of your list really quick, just so I can get it? Yeah,
Okay.
okay, we gotta shut this down.
And next
Running out of
month's wedding, next month's meeting.
Yeah.
Is it gonna be on the 11th, the second week?
It will be, yeah, and the only reason that we moved it this time is because we have a board meeting right after, so we'd like to
Oh,
try to
okay.
combine them.
Okay, I
Yeah.
just wanted.
But is it always gonna be the second,
It'll always be the second, yeah,
second
Second.
Tuesday?
second
except for
Wednesday.
there's
Yes,
Reasonable change.
Okay, I'm sorry.
that's okay. Does any other, well, obviously we have to bring this back for next time, but does anybody have anything new that they want to add to the agenda for next? time? Nope, okay. Then does somebody want to make a motion to adjourn?
So move.
Okay,
Second.
Second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay, okay. We're out at 5:59. Made it.